is this gasket it peels right off here. You may have where it's stuck down at one of the corners maybe a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's gonna come right off. And again, just because I kind of obsess about this stuff, I'm always gonna match up the old one versus the new one and make sure everything looks right. So I'm going to slide this on there first just for a quick trial run. See, yep, all my screw holes look right. All the other holes look right. The channels are all the same, and you got this little hole here for whatever that is. So take the old one off. And you probably should clean this surface with a carb cleaner or something, but in this case this motor is not that old and you can tell this carburetor is not that bad off, so I'm just going to wipe it with a clean rag and call it good. Okay, got it wiped off, got that on there. Line everything up, be as careful as I can to not get dirt in anything. And to not damage anything as we put it all into place. Just set it on there real gentle like. And I take the screws and I just get them set into the holes first. I know this is probably not the best workbench ever, but yeah, it works. Okay, and I just, same way I loosened them, I'm going to tighten them. Kind of use that star pattern. Make one a little snug and then just cross over to the other side. And once you got them all snug, I start back with the first one. I'll tighten it down to where I get some decent resistance, and then do the pattern all over again. And then one more time where I'll make them pretty tight. I mean, these don't have to be smoked down on there, but it does need to be an airtight seal or the carb won't work right. That could be another reason of surging. If you got an old carburetor or something like that, or if you know somebody's been tinkering with it, check the screws and make sure they're tight. Okay, I've got them all fairly tight here. You just give them one last check. Okay. And then installation is the reverse of the removal. And the hardest part again is getting this metal piece into its hole in the carb, and I know you can't see that all that well, but if you're doing this, you're going to figure out what I'm talking about. There you go. You just got to get it down into that center hole, and I think you can see that. And then this ring on the carb fits right over that tube there where my fingernail is. And again, go easy. There's an O-ring in there that you don't want to have to replace just because you weren't careful putting all this stuff back on. And then don't forget this little elbow over here. The little side of it goes onto the small air tube. Actually, I think it's easier if you put the big side on the carb, and then you can kind of wiggle this carburetor around a little bit and get it smushed on that other tube there. Okay, so the only thing left is putting your 1/2" head bolt here and your 7/16 bolt in the front. And these two bolts too, I don't know what the proper torque is on them, but they're on a motor with a lot of vibration. So I make them pretty tight, but keep in mind that you're screwing these bolts into aluminum. So if you screw them too tight, you're going to strip the threads out of the aluminum. There's a fine line in there. Okay, and then your air cleaner, go right back on top where we took it off. If you get it oriented the right way, and this is the right way. Drop this long screw in there, and it should pretty much thread itself. Okay, tighten that up. We're ready for a test fire. 1, 2, 3. And that, my friends, is how you fix a Briggs and Stratton horizontal motor with a plastic carburetor on there that has that little diaphragm. And you can see it's running absolutely perfect. Started on the first pull. Some of you guys may be wondering about the model type codes and things like that on here. I'll show this on here so you can see. But also in the description for this video, I'm going to have the part number of the kit that I used. And I think I have the part number of the carburetor as well, but I'll make sure all that stuff is on there. So, if you got any questions, hit me up, and good luck with your engines.